we are going to take a look at what we have been up to for the past few days. I'm actually going to fire one new thing your way and see how this goes. So today we're going to kind of review back to some of the stuff we've done and then kind of continue to work forward. So here, let's see, we're going to write the slope-intercept form of the equation. Y equals mx plus b. That should be like ingrained in our brains almost at this point. Of each line given the slope and the y-intercept. Well, hey, if they're already giving me the slope, if they're already giving me the y-intercept, shoot, I'm good to go. I don't have to do squat. Anybody want to take a shot at what my equation would look like if I already got my m and my b? Y equals negative 2x plus 2. That sounds like a plan to me. Incoming. Okay. So all we're trying to do, if they give me those two things already, is take care of them and move on in my life. Somebody else want to try number 2? Somebody, the owls. Okay, y equals 2/3 x, because the m always goes in front of my x, plus 1. This isn't going to be bad. Incoming. Oh, I slightly missed. So all we got to do there, plug in the numbers and go about. That's like 2 easy questions right there. So then we start to move up a little bit. Like, okay, still write the slope-intercept form. Okay, we got this. Now, but they're going to give me 2 points. So just a reminder, and again, you can use the note sheet on this. I'm going to find the slope, and just like we've done before, minus my y's over minus my x's. Yeah, this is like what we were doing yesterday.
Where you pick out what order pair you want?
Yes.
Oh.
And then we're going to pick a point, and we're going to get ourselves B, and we're going to be good to go. So here's how this is going to work. Because we'll get one in here again like we have been doing in some of the other ones where I let you guys try one, and we'll get the candy bag working here. But for now, I get them set like this. I'm going to go ahead and I'll label my x and y so I don't get them mixed up. And then all I got to do is up top is I got to subtract the y's. Now I always do the second one minus the first one, just so it's the same. So second one minus the first one. And then my x is set up the same way. Second one minus the first one. Now I could do this all in the calculator if I wanted to. If I don't want to, it's not a big deal.
Is this like a really high fraction?
You can absolutely have a fraction with this.
Or like a high fraction?
Let's see. What happens when you minus a negative? Okay. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. Now, if I'm not sure if that reduces or not, and sometimes, you know, we're not going to be sure about this. And I'm being told already that it doesn't, but we'll just double check just in case. But I agree, it's not going to. So if I do 10 divided by 3 and I get a decimal, I don't want the decimal. But if I do math, enter, well, it just gives me 10/3 again. Okay, so that's my m. And like was mentioned before, at this point, I'm going to pick one of the points. And it doesn't matter which one. I'll get to the same answer at the end. So let's see. I'm going to use this first one. So my job then becomes, I'm going to do y equals mx plus b, but I'm going to plug the values in I know. Because I know y, it's negative 5, equals, I know what m is, it's 10 over 3. I know what x is, it's 2 plus b. So let's see here. And again, this is one of those, let the calculator keep helping us out. If I'm not sure what this equals, I can do 10 divided by 3 in parentheses. And then times 2, decimals. 20 over 3. Okay. Yeah. You're gonna get a different number until the very end. When we get to the very end and we both have B, we should get the same answer. Because I plugged in 10 over 3. Now, yeah, but did you use 5 and 5 over here? That's okay. At the end, we're going to end up with the same thing. Just stay with me. So you two are on the same track. This is good. So for those of us going this direction, if I want to get B alone, what's my last step to get that positive 20 over 3 out of there? Subtract. Okay, so I've got, and we just got to be patient, but the calculator can help, -5 minus, in our case with this one up here, 20 over 3. And again, if it comes out as a nasty decimal, math, enter. Now we'll get to see here at the end if everybody got the same thing. All right. I got the thumbs up that both points got us the same answer here at the end, and that's good. It should. So my last job, now that I've done all this work, I got my M, I got my B. Now I just go back at the end and plug those two things in, and I got the answer. Y equals, my M is 10 over 3 with an X. And then I can either put plus -35 over 3, or I can just put the minus in. Man, that one was complex and we even nailed it. This is good. But it's going to be, and these are the longest ones. It's not like, you know, they're going to get any longer or any crazier. It's just, this is the way they're going to be. All right, let's try out 4. I'm going to get one of these last two I'm going to have you do, and I'm going to give you a little time. But let's just do a couple of these together. Okay. What are my two y values in number 4? -4 and -1. And again, if you want to label them, nothing wrong with that. But then when I do the x's, I got to be in the same order. So I'm going to start with the second one, and then I'm going to put in the first one. All right, let's see here. Now, what's that again? We said something about what happens when you minus a negative. It becomes positive. Okay. So again, you can use the calculator. I'm going to use my brain. -4 plus 1 is -3. And that becomes plus. 5 plus 2 is 7. Another fraction. We got this. Fractions ain't going to mess us up. We got the calculator to help. All right. Which point do we want to use this time? First one. Okay. Some of you want to be rebels and use the second one. Let's find out if we get the same thing at the end. All right, let's do this. So we have got y, -1, equals m x, my -2, plus b. And again, if you're not sure, if decimals are not the friendliest thing in the world to you, that's okay. We will just let the calculator take care of them. So -3/7. Yuck decimal. And what's that one last step to get b by itself? How do I get rid of that 6/7? You're also busy working it that I can't even get it. Subtract. Ugh, decimal. Okay. So I'm going to subtract my 6/7. So B is going to be negative 13 over 7. And now I got my M and B. So now I'm just going to go back. Y equals mx. Don't forget that x. And then my b. And if it's positive, I'll put plus. And if it's negative, well, I will use minus. But you'll keep noticing with all of these, it's the same steps, it's just kind of getting into a groove here. All right, I'm going to do 5 with you, and then I'm going to have you do 6. 6 is going to be our candy bag problem. All right, let's see here. Y's, negative 5 and 2. X's, negative 2 and negative 1. Let's see, negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. And we said minus and negative is going to make this plus, or I can put it in the calculator. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, but we got done a little while ago saying that a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Number 5. Oh, she's just rolling along. And then again, I can use either point. Doesn't matter. Since we seem to keep using the first one, I'll use the first one. So I've got y equals m times x plus b. We finally got one without a bunch of fractions. And again, it's just about getting b alone. It's that one step. It's the opposite of the other number that's there. Got my b. Y equals mx plus b. So now your job here on number 6 is to use those examples that we've done to get yourself to the answer. I'm going to do mine here quick, and then I'm going to come around and I'm going to see how you're doing and hopefully start handing out some candy here. I will warn you, your slope is going to be a fraction. What's that? Let me double check mine. 6. No.
Did I do this right?
Oh, holy cow, you're way over there already. I got a minus the 4.
Why did you have to minus the 4?
I'll get there.
Don't get minus 4. I told you.
All right, I will be coming in the next few seconds. Keep it going. My class is working so hard, they're arguing with each other right now on answers. That is music to my ears. I'm going to pause this for a moment. Since we were a little on cover-up before, you'll see now that, and a lot of you had this, some of you, it was just a minor thing. Like maybe switching one number up, subtracting instead of adding, little things like that. But solid for the most part. That's making me feel like we're good on that. The other side then is actually simpler. It's the same thing, except I don't have to find the slope. They're going to give it to me. So this time, I get to skip to the second step. I get to start on this step and plug these in. I'll ponder. Let me ponder. So y equals, my slope is my m, so mx plus b. So we already know what the slope is. We're just finding b. What's 0 times 5? 0. 0 times 5 is 0, which means that's going to go away. So I've already got my b now, and I already know what my slope is. Y equals mx plus b. Now, I can leave it this way, or 0 times anything is 0, right? I could write it just as y equals 4, but I will take either. I'm not going to be picky. But with any of these, they're going to be shorter than the last ones were, because I already have my m. So y equals mx plus b. And I will be your calculator on this particular one. When I multiply these together and do math, enter, I'm going to get negative 4 over 3. You can double check me if you want to. And then what's my one step going to be to get that negative 4 over 3 out of there? We're going to add that. Because it's negative, so I got to do the opposite. If that had been a positive 4 over 3, then I'd have minused it. So my b, let's see, I believe is going to be negative 5 over 3. To get my b. And then I just finish it. Mx plus b. So that's how this group is going to work. Now, I want to take a moment, because I'm going to leave those last two with 9 and 10 with you. I'm going to slide this down for a second, because at the bottom, this is something we haven't talked about a whole lot yet. So I'm going to put it as extra credit on the quiz tomorrow. Here's what you're going to do. I want to get, appreciate those of you that are done, but it's still what we just got done talking about. It's the same thing. If you have parentheses on the other side, now I want to get it into slope-intercept form. I'm going to distribute whatever that number is on the outside first. So I'm going to multiply the negative 6 times the x, and I'm going to multiply it times the 3. But my goal is to get y by itself. So what's my one last step to get y alone? How do I get that plus 4 out of there? Subtract. And I'm set. That's all I got to do on those. Distribute, get y alone, I'm done. And it's extra credit even. Because this is what's called point slope form. It's just a different form they write these in sometimes. Now the 1/3, I'm going to distribute that through. And when I'm thinking about a fraction, I can do it on the calculator, but let's think about this for a minute. 1/3 of 3, if I divide 3 by 3, yeah, because we're dividing. Yep, we're dividing. And what's my one step to get y alone? How do I get that plus 1 out of there? Subtract. And -1 and +1, I can put +0, or I could just write the 1/3 x. That's all you've got going on this quiz tomorrow. That's it. Now, I would